there late.
52, get it right. Don't know.
How did that impact your car?
Killed it.
What did you think? Were you happy that you were able to come back after the early damage?
Nope.
Or what happened there at the beginning of the race?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Here. How about the heat? What effect?
Felt great.
No fine out there the whole time?
Any thoughts that you're going to a place where you won last year, Richmond?
Nope, can't pass there.
You feel okay about your chances overall?
Don't care.
Does it help any at all that you have the bonus points coming in here, coming out of this race?
Just here so I don't get fined.
Do you feel like if you had been able to get the top 10,
I'm answering the dumbest questions over and over again. Am I good?
Starting to rain down turn 1, though. We'll see what happens here. Gordon's going out and test the rain.
What kind of advice would you give him if you could right now with that rain maybe coming down?
Stay on pit road.
All right, Dale. How you guys running? I think you're, 11 fastest in practice?
Yeah, but see the raindrops hitting on the top here? That shows that the track's going to be a little bit loose.
How loose is it?
I'm actually real loose over there in turn 2 now. That's where the rain's coming from. You see it real raining over there? So it's not a good time to qualify. I bet he comes on pit road, matter of fact.
Yeah, I would guess so. You know, for me doing the weather, though, I got to have the radar.
If he was smart, he would come on. He ain't too smart.
All right, thanks, Dale. Good luck. And you got your umbrella with you?
No.
I'll see if I can get one for you.
Then to have the raindrops. Oh, he has lost it.
Slides and smacks the wall, and you heard Earnhardt say that it was misting rain. Said if he's smart, he'll come on pit road, and unfortunately, he didn't, and now he tags at the wall. And you see Earnhardt, all the crews there on pit road looking to see. Now there's concerns are for the driver, of course, Jeff Gordon, and he hit over.
Take us through, first of all, take us through the final restart there in the contest.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we were sitting there on a little bit older tires. Yeah, I spun the tires a little bit, but I got a pretty decent start. You know, and we went down into 1, and I just wanted to get the outside of the 48, and out of nowhere, I just got slammed with the 2, and it cut my left rear tire. And he's just a dipshit, you know. I mean, the way he races, I don't know how he's ever won a championship, and I'm just sick and tired. I mean, that's why everybody's fighting him and running him down, and, you know, your emotions are high. That was a huge, huge race for us. We had the car, we had the position. So proud of my team, and I'm proud of Jimmy Johnson for winning that race, not letting that, you know what, win that race. Oh, my God.
The conflict with Brad on pit road. You came out, you pulled on the pit road to talk to him. Tell us about what the conversation was and what happened.
There wasn't any conversation. You can't have a conversation with him. I mean, you know, he beats his own drum, gets himself in this position himself, and he's got to pay the consequences. And, you know, I'm going to race him the same way he races me, but that kind of stuff's just uncalled for, and I'm not going to stand for it.
What are the consequences as far as you're concerned with him? And should NASCAR get involved, do you think, or is this between you two?
You know, to them, I'm sure it's just a racing incident, but to me, it's just a bunch of crap. I mean, the kid is just doing stuff way over his head, and I mean, that's just uncalled for. You're racing for a win and a championship. You don't go slam somebody and cut their left rear tire. So, you know, if that's what it takes, then no problem. I can do the same thing back to him.
Okay, Jeff Gordon, his side of the story, and let's go to Dave Burns.
Yeah, I'm okay. You know, Ricky was pushing. He didn't do anything wrong. It's just my fault. You know, we had a really fast Miller Lite Ford, and you know, Dave, I'm just not wrecking enough people. I need to wreck more people so they'll stop throwing bad blocks, and that's what's happening to me on the plate track. So, you know, everybody that's watching, all them drivers out there, throw another bad block. I mean, I'm just going to drive through you and wreck you. So look out and tell Dave.
Well, Tony, what angered you at the end of the race? What did you take issue with?
What the hell do you think I was mad about? Dumb little runs us clear down to the infield. He wants to about everybody else, and he's the one that drives like a little. I'm going to bust his ass.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Straight race, there's been no wreck. I mean, does that amaze you? Have you ever seen anything like that?
David, only you'd think about stuff like that. I don't know about what you think of during the race, but I try to figure out how to win the race and make my car go fast. I don't sit there and think of that petty crap that you think of.
Press box.
Glad to see you're back to form.
My pit crew did absolutely nothing to help me out tonight. My truck drove and these splitters are absolutely horrendous. You can't pass in traffic. You can't race alongside anybody. You can't get within 5 truck lengths of no one. But somehow, some way, I was able to get back to the front. Had a blast.
I just told him, you know, it was kind of a chick move that he did there at the end. You know, we're racing for the freaking win at Bristol. We're 3 wide in the middle, and he throws a temper tantrum like you know, I was just trying to get the lead and racing hard. And then he pulls up in front of me and just sits there until I lose the whole lead. So, you know, just hate it for our Subway Ford Mustang team, you know, to be able to lose a race like that. And I watched him let the 24 go by, and then anytime you run into him, it's a problem. So they can boo all they want. I don't care. 3 just dumped me. Exactly the reason why I'm leaving RCR, because you got those kids coming up and they got no respect for what they do in this sport, and they've had everything fed to them with a spoon. So I cut him slack all day, and you know, he just dive bombs me in there, dumps me. So just got to thank all these Anderson Syrup guys for everything that they do. It's a shame you got to get taken out by some rich kid like that.
Yeah, Robin Pemberton acknowledged that the safety record of the car of tomorrow is part of the reason that they're able to loosen the rules and let you have at it on the track a little bit. I asked Dale Jarrett about that, and he said that maybe the fans have turned off a little bit because NASCAR is too safe now. Do you feel like it's too safe out there? That maybe fans like the danger a little bit? That was his view.
Well, I could say that the media center is getting boring in here, and it's too safe because you guys got 4 legs on your chairs. So we can start sawing legs off. What do you think about that? You like that idea? Are you paying attention? What do you think?
I'm more interested in what you think.
Well, I'm interested in what you're thinking now. And then I'll have a direction of where I think I want to go with this.
I'm not.
No, do you really? I don't think fans that watch NASCAR want to watch their drivers get hurt. So, no. You're leading the category today so far. Just wanted you to know you're leading.
Kyle, over the radio, Juan Pablo Montoya said you came up on him. What's your take on that incident?
I don't even know what to say. Too many thoughts running through my head, but yeah, I guess it's my fault.
Well, do you want to take a look at the replay? We got the replay right here. What do you see?
That replay doesn't show anything.
Okay, tell me how come. What really happened from your perspective then?
I'm going down the straightaway as straight as I can be, and yeah, I guess I turned right across the nose of the 42 for nothing to do. Yeah, I wanted to wreck myself.
Is this a case of 2 cars racing hard? Did you think you were clear and you just ran out of room?
No, actually, what happens is that nobody really understands in these things is the draft. When you're beside somebody like that, they can move you. They have control on your car. And he was too close to my side, and it started turning me sideways down the straightaway without even touching me, just like I did to Denny. You know, he started turning before I even got him, or the 6 in practice. But, you know, when you have no grip on these tires, I was 2 laps away from pitting on old tires, and, you know, the thing just started rear steering on me down the straightaway, and I had no control over it. I didn't turn across the nose of the 42. Why would I do that? Why would I wreck myself? Leading the race, the fastest car, going to win the thing, you know, but there's still a long ways to go. Who would have known? But thought we had the best car out there by far. Drove from the back to the front, and can't believe the interstate batteries, all centers, Camrys tore up again another week. But whatever.
Sorry we couldn't crash more cars today. We didn't fill the quota for today for Talladega and NASCAR. If we haven't crashed at least 50% of the field by the end of the race, we need to extend the race till we at least crash 50% of the cars, because it's not fair to these fans for them to not see any more wrecks than that and more tore up cars. I mean, we still had over half the cars running at the end, and it shouldn't be that way. I don't think any of the wrecks were an overheating issue. That's why I say I think we ought to just tape them off solid and run them until they blow up anyway. I think it'd make it a lot more exciting for the fans. If we don't crash half of the field by the end of the race, they really need to extend it, because I mean, that's what the fans want. They want to see that excitement. I'm upset that we didn't crash more cars. I mean, I feel like that's what we need. You know, that's what we're here for. I mean, and I feel bad if I don't spend at least $150,000 and tore up race cars going back to the shop. So we definitely got to do a better job of that. It would have been a lot more fun if I could have got caught up in one more wreck. If I could have done that, it would have been perfect. I mean, I think if we could make it a figure 8, it'd be perfect. It would absolutely be perfect here. It'd be better than what we got. So that's going to be my vote next week, is that we make it a figure 8, and/or we can go stop at the halfway, make a break, and turn around, go backwards the rest of the way. And then with 10 to go, we'll split the field in half, and half of them can go the regular direction, and half of them can go backwards.
That looked like a scary fire. Any idea what led to that, Kevin?
I'm sure it's just the crappy parts on the race car like we've seen so many times. We haven't fixed anything. It's kind of like the safety stuff. We just let it keep going, and the car started burning. And as it burned, you know, the flames started coming through the dash, and I ran a couple laps, and then, you know, as the flame got bigger, and then it started burning stuff up, and I think right there you see all the brake fluid that was probably coming out of the brakes. It burned the brake line, but the fire was coming through the dash. So
That's scary.
What a disaster, man. No reason. We didn't touch the wall, we didn't touch the car, and here we are in the pits with a burned up car and can't finish the race during the playoffs because of crappy ass parts.
So to clarify, it was not an engine issue originally. It was a rocker panel fire.
Because I just stopped. The rocker was on fire for a couple laps. I just stopped because, you know, I couldn't see anymore because the flames were coming through the dash, and I couldn't make myself sit in there and burn up.
Glad you're okay. Kevin Harvick is okay in the garage area, but not.
Stuck down on my door tighter than anybody had all night. He knew how tight he was on my door. That's why I got tight and slid in front of him. So he didn't check. He had the opportunity to. He didn't like it, I guess. Silver Spoon Kid was out running him tonight, so it'll be all right. We got 2 weeks left, and we just want to come out and win a race.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to stay as low as I could, and he just rode on my door. That's just a really inexperienced racer and a really bad move there. And got the air on, got on beside me and just kept going up the racetrack. I couldn't do anything with the wheels. So got a really inexperienced guy in a really fast car that made a really bad move and then wrecked me, you know, down the back straightaway, hooked me to the right. So just probably the reason that he'll never get to drive many of them
And Dave,
again.
at Atlanta, Tony Stewart finished 9th. Here in New Hampshire, a second straight 5th place finish, but more importantly, you finished 2nd in the points. That's a lot of money. An extra $358,000. Buy some midget tires.
I'm not buying any midget tires. That's going into the retirement fund so I can get out of this series eventually. But, you know, the guys at Home Depot did a great job all year, and all the associates backed us all year long. Everywhere we went to do autograph sessions, the store associates are the ones that are pumped up the most, and, you know, their support means more to us than anything. But, you know, Greg Zipadelli and all the guys on the team today, they did a great job. And Sterling Marlin tried to crash us 3 or 4 times in the first 20 laps and couldn't get it done. So, you know, I guess he thought that was his only shot at beating us today. But, you know, we were able to hang on there. And all I know is there's one thing that I wanted to do.
All I can say is this, is that, what are you talking about retirement fund here?
No. The least you can do is let me have my moment in the sun here, Yoakum. So first thing I want to do is mess his hair up a lot because you've got too pretty a hair. And second of all, I want to know when you and Ingrid are getting married because she's expecting a diamond ring. So we know that you need to be getting engaged this week. Why are you getting so red?
You can afford it because you've got money for the retirement fund. What about you and Krista?
How red your face is.
What about you and Krista?
She's doing great. She's waiting on me to leave.
But what about a ring for Krista?
Hold me up, and I want to leave. I've got her ring. Don't worry. I'll take.
Well, when are you going to give it?
I've given her to her once, and I screwed up and took it back. But
what about this time?
Most likely, I'm going to beat you to it.
York's looking awful good. How about that?
I tell you what. Why don't we just go to Vegas? I'm going to Vegas tonight. Why don't you and I both go? We'll go pick up Ingrid, and we'll both get married tonight.
Well, he certainly has a lot of extra.
Scared, man.
Let's go back to you, Alan.